G'day guys and welcome back to ADOS the Great YouTube channel. So guys, for today's video we're going to be doing my round 3 AFL tips. Super excited for this one. I had a shocker in round 2. Started off really well, 7 from 9 in round 1, and then round 2 was just a train wreck of a week. I did change one tip on my other tipping site, and I can show you that if you don't believe me, because let's turn the cap around because I'm a West Coast Eagles fan, so I tipped the Eagles on here, even though obviously we got absolutely dismantled with our team. I thought, when I did the tips, I thought we'd have a better lineup, but unfortunately we did not. So as you can see there, I actually got 5 out of 9 last week, and I have total tip of 12. So yeah, we'll go over the tip I did change later on, but I'm sure you can figure out which one it was. All right, so starting off with, we had the Bulldogs and the Blues. Now, I'll point out which games I actually watched. I couldn't watch every game, obviously. My wife and I were away for our anniversary weekend, so obviously football wasn't the most important thing for once. But yes, the games I did watch, I watched the Western Bulldogs versus Carlton game. I didn't watch this one. I saw Buddy. I did click over and see Buddy kick his 1,000, so that was very good. I didn't watch this one. I did watch the Lions game, and I thought they're a little bit disappointing. Didn't watch this one. I did watch this one. Obviously watched this one, and that's pretty much it. So let's talk about it. So Bulldogs and Blues. Now, I did tip the Bulldogs, but I also said that it wouldn't surprise me if Carlton, outplayed them and got the win. Should have tipped the Blues in hindsight, but yeah, I backed the Doggies, and Carlton came through and got the win. So yeah, that'll teach me, won't it? Next up, Swannies and the Cats. Awesome to see Buddy kick his 1,000. Awesome to see I got that tip right, but unfortunately, I didn't see this game, so I can't talk too much about it other than Buddy's 1,000 goal. So awesome stuff for Lance Franklin there. Collingwood and Adelaide, again, didn't watch the game, but Collingwood seemed to be a dominant team in 2022, so I am excited to see how they go. I know they're a meme and everybody hates Collingwood, but I'm excited to see how well this team can play. I really am. Brisbane Lions against Essendon. I thought the Lions were a little bit disappointing last week. I obviously thought they could have been a little bit better. Essendon kind of controlled the game for a good part of it. And lucky for the Lions, they ran away with it in the last quarter. But I thought Essendon were quite brave for most of that game. Lions just got the best of them later on in the game. Next up was Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. A shocking result for me. I was not expecting this one bit. But yeah, Hawthorn put a lot of pain, a world of pain on Port Adelaide. And that was at Adelaide Oval as well. So that was a big shock. I was not expecting that scoreline. But if you do jump over and check out my AFL bold predictions, I do have Hawthorn as a top 8 side in my bold predictions. So do check that one out, guys. Next up, another game I did tune into. Melbourne versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast was surprisingly good in this game. They stuck with Melbourne until late in the game, where Melbourne ran away with it. So Gold Coast could be a tough team to beat for a lot of sides this year. So yeah, watch out for the Suns. Next up, we have the North Melbourne Kangaroos defeating West Coast. Yes, if you guessed it, this is the tip I changed. I did decide to go North Melbourne in this one. Obviously, West Coast were absolutely dismantled. They had no Nick Nat, no Josh Kennedy. They did welcome back Tim Kelly, who had a great game, so shout out to Tim. But inevitably, West Coast did go down in this one. However, as a mad Eagles fan, I'm very impressed and, proud of the way they played. So awesome stuff from the Eagles, from a West Coast fan. I think they played very brave, and I couldn't be prouder. Next up, we have GWS against Richmond. Again, another game I didn't tune into. Richmond, obviously too dominant for GWS in this one. And then finally, the last game of the round, Fremantle losing to St Kilda. Another tip wrong and another game I didn't tune into. But yeah, disappointing result there for Fremantle in my opinion. I'd say they're probably going to want to turn it around this week. All right, so let's jump over and let's have a look at my round 3 predictions. So let me just jump on here. All right, so this week, this is tough because the Bulldogs have lost 2 games and Sydney have won 2. So either one team's going to get their first loss or their first win of the year. And I'm actually sliding towards the doggies in this one. I'm going to go by 12. I don't think it'll be a big scoreline in this one, but I think the Dogs will bounce back. They're going to be hungry to get that win, and I think they can do it against the Swans. Although the Swans have been playing very good football, and they could win this game as well. I think this will be a very interesting game. But Bulldogs, I think, will put up a better fight and win this one at Marvel. If it was at Sydney, I'd definitely I'd definitely pick the Swans, 100%. Next up, Melbourne against Essendon. This one's easy. I'm tipping Melbourne. I think they'll win this one in a landslide. Huge result there for the Demons, in my opinion. After last week, I wouldn't say they're disappointing. They played very well against the tough Gold Coast side, and I think they're going to want to bounce back and prove a lot of the people that are doubting them slightly wrong. So I think they're going to win this one quite comfortably. Next up, we have Adelaide and Port Adelaide. Now, I'm very surprised that Port Adelaide are getting this much love. They're currently sitting at the bottom of the ladder, and I know it's only after 2 rounds, but to give them an 84% win percentage, or tipster's choice that is, so who the tipsters are picking, is crazy in my opinion. I thought there'd be a few more people tipping the Crows. I am not going to tip an upset in this one, but I do think the Adelaide Crows will put up a pretty decent fight. Next up, we've got GWS against Gold Coast Suns. This is tough. The reason this is tough is I genuinely think the Suns can win this game. I honestly do. The Suns played very well. Look, against West Coast were depleted. They didn't have a full-strength team. Suns probably should have won by more than they did. But at the same time, the Suns played really well against Melbourne. They're starting to find their strengths in that side. And I do think that they can pose a threat to these, fringe top 8 teams. But I'm going to back the Giants. I'm backing the safe option here. I do think the Giants win this one. Very close game, though. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Next up, we've got Collingwood against Geelong. This is tough. This is very tough because Geelong were amazing in round 1. Sort of fell off a little bit in round 2, but I still think they're going to be too strong and beat the Pies in this one. Lions against North Melbourne. The tipster's choice says it all. I think the Lions win this and win it very well. Carlton against Hawthorn, I think, is going to be a classic game. I do think Hawthorn are getting a little bit disrespected here with 82% of the tipster's choice going to Carlton, but I've got to back the Blues. I think they're going to go 3-0 to start the season. Next up, we've got St Kilda against Richmond, and I think the Saints are going to get the win here, so I'm backing St Kilda. I think it will be a very tightly contested game. I think, look, I'm not here to annoy or piss off Richmond fans, I promise you that, but Richmond just haven't looked themselves, and I think we're going to see a slight upset this weekend with St Kilda winning that one. Finally, I'm backing Freo to beat my Eagles. Look, West Coast depleted. They're not going to get the players back that they need to win these tough games. I don't see them doing it. Even with a full-strength side, with both teams at full strength, I still see Fremantle getting the win. I just think, and it hurts me to say, because obviously an Eagles fan cannot stand Fremantle, but I think in 2022, Fremantle have a better all-round side. So I've got to back Frio in this one. It hurts me to say it, but I have to do it. So that is my tips for round three. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Let me know your tips down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.